everybody. Thank you for joining in. It is episode 6 of The Prescription, and today I have a guest here. We have Jamil Lovett-Harvey joining us from Ancient Herbs Superfoods, and he's going to talk a lot about health and herbs. So, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce him. And
Right. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
All right. How you doing today, Mr. Harvey?
Doing
amazing. All right. So first, I just wanted to say, how did you get attracted to herbs? What made you want to learn about herbs and then turn it into a business?
I was born into it. My mother was a health teacher for 30 plus years. My father was an herbalist for 30 plus years. So he played pro. After he retired from pro basketball, he became an herbalist. So I was just born into it. It's always been a part of my purpose. When I found out about Dr. Sebi, back in, I think 2016, 15, I think it was like around 2014, 2016, that's where like my passion went to a whole different level. Because, you know, when your parents say something, you around it so often, but until you see it from someone else, like, oh man. So it's almost like my parents planted that seed in me, and Dr. Sebi just watered it. And it's always been a part of my purpose. I've always been just from my learning of who I am, it's definitely, healing is just part of my journey, it's who I am. But just seeing like how many people have been helped from consuming herbs. So a lot of the quote-unquote health issues that exist in the world, people don't realize that. It's a prime example during the coronavirus, when it first came out, herbs are in people's spice cabinets, like thyme and basil, cinnamon, ginger, cayenne pepper. These herbs have saved a lot of people's lives, and I've seen firsthand those herbs doing that. So I feel like herbs are literally they're ways that you can connect and get back into nature and really power your health and your strength to a whole different level. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, just seeing how much it's able to help people, just with their overall health, their overall strength, and just beyond passionate about it.
Okay, that's definitely good.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was in the coronavirus, you don't even know, a neighbor of mine actually knew you and bought me some of your nano.
Oh wow!
And I just connected that not too long ago.
I
just connected that not too long ago. Yeah, I actually had it.
Some?
Yeah,
I
had the one in the silver container.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how long did it take you to test negative?
The first time, it took me about a little less than 2 weeks, and that was at the height. That was back in 2021.
Wow.
Now the second time I couldn't get over it. I had corona twice.
Oh man.
I couldn't get over the second time.
So I know we probably helped about 100 people so far reverse coronavirus. And I think one herb that really stands out to me, I think in this day and time that's definitely needed, is astragalus. Astragalus is known as the Great Protector, and I feel like the Most High, the Creator, has kind of, each herb has its own superpower. Like almost every herb is going to help you get healthier and boost your immune system, make you stronger, and give you more energy. But it's like certain herbs, there's certain levels for certain potencies of what they can do. And astragalus, the superpower, is the ability to stop viruses from entering your body. It's very powerful testimony I've seen on Amazon. It wasn't from us; it was another company, and they were selling astragalus tinctures. And the guy, his testimony said, he said he doesn't really feel the energy from astragalus. I was like, what do you mean feel the energy? He said he doesn't really feel the energy from astragalus, but he's been taking it for the past 14 years. He has not had a cold or flu in the past 14 years. So that just really shows you how powerful it is. So in Chinese traditional medicine, astragalus is, if you look at some of the most powerful people to come out of Asia, you look at Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee consumed astragalus every day. You look at the oldest man ever documented, Li Jin-Yuan. He lived to be 256 years old. Astragalus was one of the herbs that he consumed on a daily basis. The Shaolin monks consumed astragalus. Genghis Khan, who conquered like 20% of the whole world, was feeding his soldiers astragalus. So astragalus is a very empowering herb. It's a very herb for strength and power. But not only does it make your immune system stronger, it makes your muscles stronger. It's known to increase your body's qi energy. It increases your body's Wei qi energy. So in traditional Chinese medicine, the Wei qi is the energy that flows underneath your skin over your muscles. So basically, it kind of stops pathogens, stops viruses from entering your body. So with astragalus, it's so powerful for like every herb. Like I say, there's many immune system building herbs. And I'm saying firsthand experience. There's many immune system enhancing herbs that get rid of viruses and help you stop getting viruses, like black seeds and astragalus. Black seeds and thyme and oil of oregano, and you got baobab fruit, you got nano silver. But one thing I was doing, I don't recommend people do this, but when I was, when coronavirus first happened, me being an athlete, I like to test my strength. I like to test myself. So I would purposely just hug people with coronavirus just to see what would happen. Cause I'm the type of person, I don't just like to talk about it. I actually like to prove it from trial and error on my own self before I sell anything.
Okay.
So I noticed like the herbal combination I was taking, I wasn't getting sick. I would even if somebody came to me who had coronavirus, I would hug them, dap them up on purpose, And I would feel like a little itchiness in the back of my throat at first, and then it'll go away. And they would get rid of it in like a week. And I was taking astragalus. When I stopped, and this one I kind of put two and two together. When I stopped taking the astragalus, but still kept taking the other herbs and still kept trying to do that, I was still staying healthy, but it got to the point I started getting sick. And I was like, man, I don't know why am I getting sick? I'm gonna get sick. And I really didn't like put two and two together. So I realized that when I started doing more research on astragalus, I realized that all the herbs I was taking, astragalus is really that shield for your body. All herbs. I've had clients tell us that their children in school, taking the herbs. There was somebody in their classroom who was sick. They didn't get sick when they were taking the herbs. But I think astragalus, it separates itself from all the herbs that I know about. Excuse me. When it comes to boosting the immune system, because it really, if I had to choose one herb right now to literally stop an outbreak or stop a virus from entering your body, it's got to be astragalus. Like I said, black seeds, oil of oregano, olive extract, elderberry. These are all powerful immune system herbs that the Most High put on this planet for us. Okay. I just feel like from my own research and just seeing it firsthand, I think astragalus is that herb that really it separates itself from all the others when it comes to, its known superpower is actually stopping viruses from coming to your body. So along will make you stronger as well too. And also it increases the telomeres in your body. So when people die from old age, basically the telomeres in your DNA, when they get fertile and they kind of start getting smaller and smaller, that's why people die. Okay. So astragalus has the ability to increase the length of the telomeres. That's why Li Jin-Yuhan, one of the oldest men ever documented, was consuming astragalus. So astragalus is a supernatural herb. I feel like every single person needs to be consuming it as a tonic every day. It's now to the point now I feel guilty about leaving the house without taking astragalus. There are all the herbs that I know about in this day and time that we're living in right now when it comes to keeping your body safe. I gotta go with astragalus. Like if all of them, black seeds, ashwagandha, shilajit, each herb has its function. If I need something, that I'll go to that herb. When it comes to just keeping you protected, man, it's astragalus. It has to be my number one.
Okay,
sure.
okay. Yeah. And since you said your recommendation, so what would you recommend, like every day, for someone who's just the average? They're in decent health. They're not having any health problems, like man versus woman. Right. Aside from astragalus.
Well, my top 10, really the top 7 herbs I'm consuming right now is definitely shilajit. Shilajit is a supernatural herb. If you look in the Hindu religion, it was said that Lord Shiva, who's the Hindu god of destruction in the Hindu religion, Buddha's ancestor King Chandra prayed to Shiva to get his youthfulness back after conquering different lands. He wanted to become young again. So he prayed to Shiva, and Shiva liked his prayers, and it said Shiva pulled shilajit from his own body and gave it to the king. King consumed it. He became youthful again. He became an immortal, right? So that sounds like a fairy tale, but until you start looking at the scientific research, and the carbon-60 molecule that's in shilajit was given to rats. It made the rats live 3 times longer. They tripled their lifespan. So shilajit has the ability to just strengthen the body. You look at some of the most powerful people on the planet, what they did in terms of Genghis Khan, he consumed shilajit. He fed it to his generals and his military. You look at Alexander, what they call Alexander the Great. He consumed shilajit and also gave it to his soldiers. You look at Xerxes, the Persian Empire, those are the ones that defeated the Spartan 300. They were consuming shilajit. In fact, their elite soldiers known as the Immortals, if you go back and watch the Spartan 300 movie, they were all taking shilajit. You look at, what's another one? The Russian Olympic team in 1988, they won 55 gold medals. And yeah, they do take steroids, but they were also consuming shilajit. And they said in their research, they said that shilajit is actually equal to anabolic steroids and is undetectable. And they straight up say it's equal to steroids. So when you consume shilajit, it has the ability to turn men into super soldiers. So that's why we work with a lot of different athletes, and just taking shilajit, it levels you up, it allows you to activate more muscle fibers, it increases collagen production in your body, strengthens the tendons, strengthens the collagen production, the muscle strength, boosts the immune system, it activates the pineal gland, so your dreams are going to become more vivid. And I've seen people, when it comes to the fastest working herb for stopping pain, I think shilajit is by far it. I've seen people literally walking on a cane, take a dose of shilajit, and within 30 seconds to a minute, they're walking out the cane. We had testimony after testimony. I posted on my Instagram page, and people are literally, as soon as they consume it, they just start to feel better, rapidly. So shilajit is definitely a very powerful herb, and any herb that you take with shilajit is going to work 30% more powerful. So let's say you're taking sea moss, you thought the sea moss was strong before, you add shilajit to it.
It's on steroids.
It's sea moss on steroids. It's 30% more powerful. So it's extremely powerful herb. It's a detox of the body. People are trying to detox from heavy metals, so let's say from alcohol or any type of addiction. Shilajit has that ability. It really is a gift from the Most High. When you look at where it grows, too, it grows on the highest mountain range on the planet. So the highest peak that you get on planet Earth, that's where Shilajit resides. So you look at the Himalayan yogis. I mean, there's legends of Himalayan yogis living for hundreds of years, and Shilajit is one of the herbs they consume. You look at the shepherd people up in the Himalayan mountains, and this is so powerful to me. Is yeah, it is through adaptation, but the shepherd people are a group of people that live in the Himalayan mountains, and they are known as real life X-Men. So some of the best mountain climbers in the world, from all over the world, they'll come to Mount Everest, and they'll climb to the top, or just about to the top, and they're suffering, like they're about to pass out. You know, some people die on Mount Everest, and the shepherd people are literally walking at the top carrying their luggage, like, y'all good? Y'all straight? Y'all want some water? It's almost like you're trying to play basketball, and all of a sudden, just Wilt Chamberlain just, you know, it's like, so literally what makes other people pass out, they're literally carrying 100 pounds on their back, just, you know, like it doesn't faze them. And Shilajit is one of the herbs that they consume on a daily basis. So along with adapting to that higher mountain range, they say that Shilajit definitely increases their longevity, their strength. It's been proven, I think, their lung capacity is like 30% more stronger. And I tell people all the time, when you take these herbs, you'll increase by 30%. So you kind of see the shepherd people, they consume Shilajit. I think they consume, I think they may consume ashwagandha as well too, or maybe rhodiola sakara. I gotta go back and look at my research, but Shilajit is definitely one of the ones that they live by. Okay. And so it's a supernatural herb. So definitely Shilajit, black seeds for sure. Black seeds is the herb of the pharaohs. King Tut was actually buried with a bottle of black seeds. Nefertiti used black seeds. Cleopatra used black seeds. Black seeds has the ability to cleanse the body on a cellular level. It's in the Bible, in the Muslim Quran. The Prophet Muhammad says black seeds cures everything but death. So you see when you look at the color black, you already know it's kind of the most powerful color in nature. So you see these seeds with that color, it has the ability to, like, say, reverse diseases. Even though we can't legally say we're curing anything, I've seen a client of ours, he was consuming, he was HIV positive, and he consumed black seeds, sea moss, and turmeric. His sister told me 2.5 months later he tested negative. So it just really just shows you. And you can go on record and document and just Google black seeds for HIV. You see testimonies after testimonials of people. There was actually one scientific research study showing that 20 people, this is on record, 20 people who had HIV, after 20 days of taking black seeds, their symptoms disappeared. There's another study, it was a brother, he was taking black seeds and honey, which they call exam. It's like a mixture combination. And I think it was either 2 months, I can't remember if it was 2 months or 6 months, but he tested negative. And they checked back 2 years later, he was still negative. So this is on record. Like, I mean, you can literally Google, but you're going to have a lot of people say, oh, that's just fake, that's fake news. But they don't realize that when you're dealing with supernatural herbs, you got to realize when you're doubting herbs, you're doubting the power of the Most High. Because where are these herbs coming from? Now, some people could say, no, black seed is alkaline, it's not alkaline, but that seed is a healer. Definitely Shilajit, black seeds, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is another powerful herb. It's an herb of strength. The nickname means strength of 10 horses. So you actually smell the herb. They say it smells like a horse, and so more likely, it's going to give you strength like a horse. And that kind of follows.
I didn't know that my phone was still on. It's normally not on. Okay, all right, there we go.
Yeah. So definitely, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is it's like I said, it's a strength and power herb. Strengthens the muscles. For bodybuilders. I mean, we have one client. He was taking fenugreek and ashwagandha. Now, fenugreek is a herb that was used by the ancient Egyptian warriors before battle to increase their strength. So he took fenugreek and ashwagandha, and literally in 5 months his bench press went up 100 pounds, and his squat went up 120 pounds. So ashwagandha, fenugreek, also to people that's going through anxiety and depression, like suicidal thoughts. Ashwagandha, it brings really adaptogen herbs in general, but definitely ashwagandha, it really stands out as a strength and power enhancing herb, and also a mental strength enhancing herb. It stops depression, it lowers depression by 79%, lowers anxiety by 68%. It's extremely powerful for the muscles. It makes you feel real more chill, real more calm. Energy. It's gonna make you feel relaxed at first. It's not gonna give you like a ginseng type of energy. It's more so you're gonna feel just more calm and relaxed. Sometimes some people get sleepy from taking it, but you feel a lot more calmer. But one of the benefits of strength is that, or its ability to increase strength, is that it lowers cortisol levels. Excuse me. It lowers cortisol levels. So when you lower the cortisol levels, you get stronger in aspect. It increases strength, strengthens the bones, like I said, mental focus, lowers high blood pressure. We had one client, his blood pressure went from 180 over 190 to 122 over 74 taking the ashwagandha and rhodiola rosea. And Rhoda Rosea is another powerful herb for energy. It was used by the Vikings before battle to increase their energy levels. But my top 10 right now I'm focusing on is definitely Shilajit, black. Well, I'm not taking blacks right now, but black seeds, ashwagandha, Polygonatum odoratum root. It's also known as King Solomon seal root. In the Asian language, is known as Huang Jing. I know it could be pronounced wrong, but Huang Jing. I'm sorry, that's what it's known as in the Chinese language, Huang Jing, and it's known as the sun herb. So this herb here, the Taoists, now Li Jin Yuhan, the oldest man ever documented, he was a Taoist, and the Taoists, according to their legends and to their teachings, is that this herb, I'm not making this according to them, this herb has the ability to, they say you can live as long as heaven. If you consume this herb, you will live as long as heaven and earth, and after a few years, your strength will double. They say that a bird that consumes it will turn into a male or female phoenix. They say a snake can eat it to become a dragon. A human being can eat this to become an immortal. So basically, it just shows you that this herb enhances or makes a person elevate. By far, I think Polygonatum odoratum root it has to be probably the most powerful herb on the planet for strength, like the strength and power, even more powerful than Shilajit and ashwagandha. It levels you up in strength. When you follow the doctrine of signatures, this herb, it looks like human joints and tendons. So you consume it, it goes literally anything connected with your connective tissues or the body structure. King Solomon seal root is definitely has to be the most powerful that I've ever seen before. It's a strength tonic, one of the herbs too. That's what Li Jin Yuhan was consuming as well. Another herb called gynostemma. Also, it's called Giobalin. Gynostemma is Gynostemma. I could be pronouncing that wrong. Oh, it could be spelling that wrong. But this herb here is it really just reigns supreme when you even people that live in China. The Chinese government, they was trying to figure out why these people in this certain area of China was living so long. I mean, people was living to 80 to 100, still doing farm work, like working the fields at 80 to 100, and people were like living to be 120 something. And Chinese government couldn't understand like why these people living so long. Mm-hmm. So they sent some researchers down there, and they was like basically just doing some research, and they pinpointed, and they found out that every single person that was living this extremely long age was all consuming this tea, and they call it the immortality herb. And this herb it's 3 times more powerful than ginseng. So if you know about herbs, everybody, I think ginseng and ginger may be like 2 of the most famous herbs on the planet. So anything that's 3 times stronger than ginseng, that's some powerful. That's powerful. So they found out that not only is it has 3 times. So sapiens, I could be pronouncing this word wrong, but sapiens is almost like the mineral molecule that's in adaptogen herbs that kind of gives them their superpowers. Mm-hmm. So when you look at herbs like ginseng and astragalus and all these different adaptogen herbs that people know about, gynostemma literally has like 3 times more sapiens than all of them. So they say it has the most sapiens of any herb on planet Earth yet discovered. Mm-hmm. And they call it the immortality herb. So that's one of my go-tos. Another herb called guduchi I've been consuming. It's also called gilioi. It grows in Africa and India. And again, we gotta go back to the Hindu religion. So I read up in my studies that Shilajit is the most powerful rejuvenating herb on the planet. But also too, I found out that they also said that guduchi was the most powerful rejuvenating herb out of Ayurveda. So I'm thinking to myself, guduchi. So I actually typed in root of immortality. I was trying to look up ginseng and guduchi popped up. So it's almost like ginseng kind of led me to guduchi, because the reason I was looking up ginseng is that ginseng actually has the ability to cut off the death receptors in this body. They actually found a ginseng root that was 300 years old and it had no signs of aging. So you look at a picture of Li Jin Yuhan, you actually see the ginseng root in his hand. So with guduchi's legend is that in the Hindu religion, there was a big war amongst the gods. And one of the gods, he had an army of bears and monkeys, and these bears and monkeys got mortally wounded and killed. And this god prayed to the god Indra, who's like almost like Zeus almost of the Hindu religion. He was the god of the heavens. And he prayed to Indra, and he prayed, I guess, to get his troops to come back to life. So Indra liked his prayers, and they say the god Indra sprinkled nectar from the heavens. It fell on the soldiers, and they rose back, came back to life. And they say where Indra dropped the nectar on the heavens, from the heavens, where the nectar landed, that's where the guduchi plant grew from. So that sounds like just a religious story, but it's let me get this ant off. Hold on.
Yeah, Mother Nature.
Yeah, I don't like to kill bugs, but
I don't kill nothing. I'm pro Mother Nature. I just push them to the side, just.
Yeah, but so the guduchi plant is So when that may sound like a fairy tale religious story until you look at the scientific research again, and they actually gave fruit flies guduchi, and fruit flies are only supposed to live for like 30 days. They gave them guduchi, they live for 85 days. They increased their lifespan by 85%. So in the carbon-60 study with shilajit, the rats were able to triple their lifespan. The guduchi, which is about 90%, the fruit flies are able to increase their lifespan by 85%, so almost 3 times their lifespan. So you start studying these different religious texts about these herbs, you start seeing that there really is actual truth that, and they call guduchi the root of immortality in India. So when you combine shilajit, you combine guduchi, gymnosperma, astragalus, all these supernatural herbs, polygontum, odotum root, king Solomon seal root, these herbs combined together, it starts really charging up your life force. And not only will you get stronger, your longevity will increase. All things go right. I tell people, all things go right. You'll be the oldest living person in your family, consuming these herbs. And again, that's all things go right. Just health based alone. I mean, it's literally, these herbs are supernatural. You have other herbs like goji berries, one of the most powerful fruits on planet Earth. Baobab fruit. Yep. Goji berries right there.
Yep, he actually brought me some goji berries. That's how that look right there. All right.
Goji berries, baobab fruit. So the movie Lion King, you remember the baboon Rafiki broke open fruit, put on Simba's forehead. That's the baobab fruit. So it has 6 to 10 times the vitamin C of an orange. So it's extremely powerful. And what's one beautiful thing about it is that babies can consume it, pregnant women can consume it. A lot of times I tell pregnant women to kind of stay away from herbs unless it's sea moss or baobab fruit. But it's very, very powerful for just boosting the immune system, energy levels, and it just gives you like a glowing energy when you consume it. But I'd probably say my favorite herb, the most powerful herb, is ibogai. Ibogai is actually illegal in America. I consumed it once, and twice, 3 times really.
Keep going.
Ibogai, it has the ability to, Dr. Sabi talked about it, Ibogai has the ability to cure any type of addiction, crack cocaine addiction, heroin addiction, any type of addiction, depression within 24 to 48 hours. And it's illegal, so you can understand why. But this herb, not only the addiction aspect, that's just one side of it. When you consume that plant, I tell people, if you really want to know your purpose, this is literally it's like picking up a cell phone and you're talking to the spiritual realm. I know people don't know about mushrooms, but ibogai is the most powerful psychedelic on the planet. People know about ayahuasca down in South America, but it's actually, ibogai is actually more powerful than ayahuasca. So they call ayahuasca Mother Ayahuasca, but ibogai is like Father ibogai. It's like it's a masculine type of energy. And they say the plant can be either masculine or feminine, but it's more so, they call it Father ibogai. But ibogai it only grows in Africa, only grows in Gabon. And it's not a coincidence that the oldest people on planet Earth, the pygmies, were the ones that discovered it. And ibogai is literally, it's a herb of enlightenment, of endarkment. I mean, if you want to find out questions, what's your purpose, why you're here, it's almost like the heart-shaped herb from the Black Panther movie. When he went to the ancestral realm. I know it sounds crazy to a lot of people, man, but this herb is literally, it has the ability, it can regrow the neurons in the brain. Activates the pineal gland is an underestimate. It literally, your pineal gland gets the biggest it's ever going to get in your life. And any being that wants to communicate with you in that spiritual realm, they can communicate with you. That experience was the most powerful yet most terrifying experience of my life. I'm not even going to go into detail, but it was the things that the beings that I saw, the things that I heard. It changed my life forever. Like I was on the path, but once I asked what's my purpose and why am I here, and it literally almost like an all-black being, what they call. I'm learning now that was like the silhouette of your soul. It's like an all-black being held up a white clipboard and it said to heal, build, lead, and protect. So that's my purpose. So like once you understand what your purpose is, you really move through life differently. With ibogai, it's called cedar Haru or horehound. Horehound is a herb that's associated with Haru of ancient Egypt, which y'all know as Horus. That's in the Greek name. Haru was one of the Neteru. I have a deep connection with Haru. In fact, I was actually, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I was actually, I don't know if you can probably see this. I was actually born with the eye of Haru on my arm.
This arm.
You can see it. And there's actually a comic book character called Haru that's written over in the UK. And I'm 6'3", between 196 and 210. And Haru in the comic book is 6'3", 196, 210. We look almost exactly alike. So that was mostly like a universal synchronicity for me. But I'm good. That's another conversation. But cedar Haru is horehound. Horehound was actually in Ricola, the cough drops. So it's a very ancient plant for the lungs, for the energy. And it really does have the characteristics of Haru. You look at Haru in ancient Egypt, he is the Neteru of protection, the sky, vigor, which is strength and protection. And you look at what that herb can do, literally it gets to the deepest levels of your lungs. They say even more powerful than mullein, it can get the mucus out, almost like how Haru governs the sky. It's able to get air in your lungs, and increases your energy levels, increases your strength. What else? It's even the spiritual aspect. Now, people know about these different spiritual systems. Cedar Haru is so powerful. It's known and used in exorcisms to help people, and also too, it's so powerful. Any type of voodoo attack that somebody's trying to do on somebody, Cedar Haru can keep them protected, because Haru is a protector. It's almost like the spirit of Haru is really in this plant. Now, I don't want to scare a lot of people when I'm going too deep on it, but these herbs have a spiritual connection to them as well. But Cedar Haru is probably my favorite herb. Iboga and Haru, Cedar Haru, also known as horehound. Another one would definitely be, so I said Iboga, Cedar Haru, black seeds, ashwagandha, King Solomon seal root, astragalus, giant of stema, guduchi. What else? You got goji berries, baobab fruit. Fenugreek is another powerful herb for strength, definitely for hormones. And a lot of women is trying to get all these, different, body enhancement, stuff like that. Fenugreek is an herb that literally enhances the woman's shape. It actually increases breast milk production by 50%. It also increases women's breast sizes. But for men, it increases muscle strength. So that's how you can tell how powerful nature is, because when a man consumes this herb, it makes him stronger to be able to protect him and his offspring. When a woman consumes this herb, it gives her more breast milk so the baby can survive. So you can tell that this herb is here for our survival, to help us. What else? You have there's so many different herbs.
I got you.
What's another one? You got the Hoshu Wu in China. You have Malundo, Malundo and Sustain. So when it comes to reproductive health, people know about Makaru. Makaru's powerful, man. Makaru is powerful for that area. But Malundo and Sustain, it takes it to a whole different level. It's Makaru on steroids. Malundo is actually used, it's an herb that's used in West Africa by the kings of Ghana in ancient times to please their wives. And there's a thing called doctrine of signature. So like I said, certain herbs that look like your body parts are going to be good for your body parts. So you look at a walnut looks like a brain, so it's good for brain health. You look at ginger, it looks like a stomach, it's good for stomach health. Malundo is shaped like a male phallus, so it's going to be good for male reproductive health. And Sustanch, that was actually an herb, that was Genghis Khan's favorite herb. Now Genghis Khan was known to father over 1,000 children. The herb itself is a parasitic plant that's shaped like a male phallus. So you get down to the science of doctrine of signatures, herbs that look like your body parts is going to be very, very powerful for your body part. There's another herb called Zulu love root, again, which is shaped like a male phallus. So you can literally go in nature and see, if you're looking to get your manhood back, fellas, Malundo, Sustanch, you got Zulu love root, you got Ubengalala, which is a South African herb. There's an herb called Bobai in the Talents that was used by the Zulu warriors. More than likely, Shaka Zulu was consuming this herb as well. And it increases testosterone levels by 300%. They would take this herb before war to ramp up their strength. And even the elderly, brothers that was older would consume this herb, and they would just give them strength. It's a very powerful herb for strength, for energy, for testosterone levels.
Now let me ask you a question with the testosterone. You can have too much testosterone that can cause a imbalance in your levels, in the male harmonic levels. So how would they balance that out? Because it can make them more aggressive. It can make them different things.
So drugs and steroids and testosterone injection can do that. Herbs, I don't think you'll get too much testosterone because the herbs will bring your body to a balance. Okay. You can't definitely. Now you do have to cycle off a Bobai in the Talents. You have to take it for 7 days on, 2 days off. Okay. But Carbon 60, I'll tell you, there's a testimony of somebody. They didn't get it from us, it was from another company. He was like in his 50s or 60s, and he had low testosterone. And his testosterone level was like 345, which is like a 50-something, 60-something-year-old testosterone. 50 to 60-something-year-old man in his 60s, 50s or 60s. And he started taking the testosterone injections from the doctor. And his testosterone went to 750, which is like the level of a 37-year-old man, right? So he went from 56-year-old man testosterone to 37-year-old man testosterone. Well, he started taking Carbon 60, and it went up to 1,200. And 1,200, that's the level. That's the highest a human being can get naturally. That's like an 18-year-old high school athlete walking the hallways, testosterone. So imagine being in your 50s or 60s, and you got a testosterone level of 18-year-old. So the doctor looked at his blood work. He was like, man, you don't need steroids no more. And took him off of it. So that just shows you how powerful these molecules. And really, carbon-60 is really a Superman molecule. It's found amongst red stars. When you look at lightning strikes, there's carbon-60 in the lightning strikes that you see. And there's also when you burn a candle, carbon-60 is also in the fire, in the flame as well. So it's like I said, it's a supernatural molecule. Yeah, and definitely, man, just consuming these herbs every day as a tonic. Shilajit, carbon-60, black seeds, ashwagandha, King Solomon seal root, astragalus, horehound, cedar faru, like I said, astragalus, goji berries, baobab fruit. Oh, definitely. Now, tripla. Tripla is another powerful one. Tripla is actually 3 fruits combined together. So there's a thing called the doctrine of signature. I'm sorry, not doctrine. I'm sorry. It's called the ORAC level. So the ORAC level, basically, it measures a herb or fruit's antioxidant level. So you know the term apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? So an apple has about 3,000 to 5,000 on the ORAC level. So let's say you ate, a bunch of apples per day, and you're going to get healthy. You're going to feel more energy. You're going to get healthy. So when you look at comparing apples to blueberries, now blueberries are very powerful, right? So blueberries are like around, the numbers could be off about, I'll say about 6,000 to 8,000 on ORAC level, right? You got apples and there's blueberries. Now you got goji berries. Goji berries at 25,000, right? So goji berries is known as the fruit of immortality, and that level is at 25,000. Then you have baobab fruit, which is at 140,000, right? That's off the charts. I mean, compared to that's 140,000, right? So then you have a fruit called an Indian gooseberry, it's also called amla, A-M-A-M-L-A, amla. That fruit in India has 261,000 on the ORAC level. I mean, that's over 100-some thousand more than baobab fruit. So the supernatural thing scientists found out is that when there's a fruit called haritaki. Now, haritaki is a fruit. If you ever look at the statue of Buddha, the medicine Buddha, if you look at the herb that's in his hand, that's a haritaki. And the haritaki is known to bring spiritual enlightenment. It activates the pineal gland. It increases your blood oxygen level by 300%. I don't know who came up with this, or it was spiritual intervention, but they found out when you combine amla and haritaki and another Indian fruit called bibataki together, you get tripla, and this ORAC level goes to 706,000 on the ORAC level. That is the most powerful antioxidant food that you can consume. To put that into perspective, turmeric. People know how powerful turmeric is. Turmeric is at 140,000, right? Or it's either 140 or 106,000. Tripla is at 706,000. The only thing that has more antioxidants tripla is the curcumin that's in turmeric. That's at 2.3 million. And you have the dragon's blood, which is a tree that you slice it open. The tree sap looks like the tree is bleeding. And there's another thing that I think is inside of fish, but it's a certain species of fish. But when it comes to food that you can consume, if you're consuming something that has an antioxidant level of 706,000, you are halting the aging process. And there was actually one testimony I read up on about tripla. In India, there was a guy, him and his son were going to the doctor, I guess for like a checkup or something like that. And when they went through the hospital doors, people thought the son was the father, because the father made a commitment. He was taking tripla every day. And I guess he had been doing that for years. Maybe like 20 years, 30-some years. And they said that he did not have a wrinkle on his face. I think he was maybe 60 or 70. He looked younger than his son. Wow. So tripla, also, they gave the fruit flies, and it tremendously extended their lifespan. So what happens when you start combining all these herbs as a mixture together, as a tonic, man, this is information, man, that they do not want people to know when it comes to health and nutrition, because if you have the ability to not only slow down the aging process drastically, your brain starts thinking differently. You start, the music that you listen to, you start moving in a different type of light. When you start, what you consume is what elevates you. So if you're leaving the Popeyes alone, and the alcohol and the smoking and drinking, and you start consuming these supernatural tonic herbs that increase, you're tapping into supernatural longevity and supernatural strength. Everything about you starts to evolve. And definitely, I'm starting to find out now is about crystals, how powerful crystals are. And there's a crystal, it's called red jasper. Any red ruby stone, any red ruby stone is associated with Haru. I got the red jasper stone, I got the Shanghai crystal. Now Shanghai crystal, like Shilajit, they're very similar, because they're the only two, Shilajit is the only herb on planet Earth that has carbon-60 in it, and the Shanghai crystal is the only crystal on planet Earth that has carbon-60 in it. So literally, the EMF radiation that comes from computers and stuff like that, like the 5G radiation, right? They can measure EMF radiation from a computer, and when they click, I guess like click the device on the computer, it was like just beaming off the charts. They put one shungite crystal next to that computer, that EMF radiation drops almost 0 to 1 within like a few seconds. So shungite has the ability to literally purify water from toxins and also protect you from radiation.
Isn't that found in Russia?
Yeah. And actually, I think it was one military. I think it was the old Russian military, like in like probably 17 years ago, probably 100 years ago. They used to put shungite crystal in their drinking water to purify the drinking water.
Yeah.
But there's a crystal called Moldavite. This is actually it right here. It's called Moldavite. Let me. You gotta see what it's called. Moldavite. It's inside of here. Moldavite is literally it's known as the crystal of transformation. Again, I'm the type of person. If you tell me about something, I want to know firsthand. I want to know that it works. That it's real. And Moldavite is literally, I mean, it's up there with Iboga. So Moldavite accelerates your evolutionary process. I need people to keep an open mind on this. It's a green crystal that crash landed here on Earth 14.8 million years ago. So it's a mixture of a meteorite and Earth colliding together and creating Moldavite. And it's green in color, so it's extraterrestrial in nature. This crystal has the ability to literally, I mean, it's a thing going on TikTok, like a trend, like the Moldavite testimonials. When you wear this crystal, Moldavite doesn't give you what you want; it gives you what you need. So people will lose their jobs. People that've been dating for a while, they break up with them, but the crystal will push you to your purpose. It'll push you to entrepreneurship. Like, let's say you lose your job, all of a sudden you get a business opportunity to start selling books, and now all of a sudden you're published author, or you're with somebody that you think is the love of your life, then y'all break up, and then come to find out you're with somebody else that's supposed to be in your life. So Moldavite is an accelerator of growth. I've been on Instagram about maybe since 2012 to now. Well, about 2 months ago, I had about maybe 5,500 followers on Instagram, introducing Moldavite into my life and the red jasper crystal and shungite crystal. I'm now at over 20,000 followers. No paid ads. I didn't pay for this. Literally, a video that I had posted went viral. It got over 300,000 views, and I was trying to understand what made that video go viral. And I did the math. I posted that video September 24th. I bought the Moldavite crystal September 26th. So the last video that I posted, it broke through the algorithm. So you just go on YouTube. It's Moldavite, spelled Moldavite. Moldavite is, and even when you look in superhero comics, right? What's Superman's weakness? Kryptonite. It's a green extraterrestrial crystal. The real kryptonite is, I think, Moldavite, and it empowers you. You look at the Green Lantern, right? That green energy that he has in his ring, and he can think of anything that he thinks of can manifest. More than likely, that's Moldavite. You look at Thanos from the Avengers, right? He snapped his fingers and made everybody disappear. He had crystals on his gloves, so they'll hide truth right in plain sight as a form of entertainment. But now realizing that, there's truth to it, and even in the Bible, the crystal city in the book of Revelations, Jesus is coming back in the Christian religion. It's a city of crystals. I think they said I could be wrong, but I think the throne that God sits on is made of crystals. So it's like crystals they have so much healing power to them. Again, people like, how in the world can a rock have all this energy? When you think about it, who created the crystal? Who created these herbs, right? Where we get our oxygen to breathe from? Plants, right? Crystals are very, very beyond powerful. They have the ability to manifest what you want, ground you, protect your energy. I mean, you can literally just type in on YouTube, shungite crystal EMF radiation. With your own eyes, you can see EMF radiation literally go down to almost 0 when shungite is around it. So it's emitting some type of energy. So that energy is also maybe opening up a portal in the realm that we live in. Because remember, we're souls living in a physical body. This, what they call a meat suit, the skin, this is just a vehicle that we're living in. Our real who we truly are is our soul. So there's different tools on this planet that can help us on our evolutionary process to help us elevate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has definitely been a great talk.
Yeah.
I am so excited to have you back soon.
Absolutely.
So we can
absolutely.
I would love to delve deeper into crystals and some other things.
I'm still learning myself, but I can tell you the ones like red jasper, shungite, Moldavite, amethyst. There's another one called Hang on for 1 second. I literally just popped up.
Okay.
Hang on. It's called. Let's see. It is called lapis. Let's see.
The blue lapis.
Lapis lazuli. They say the pharaohs of ancient Egypt used to wear this. It's like a symbol of royalty. So I'm telling you, keep an open mind with this. Also to burn cinnamon, burning herbs, burning cinnamon. Like people know about burning sage. Scientifically proven, burning sage removes 98% of bad bacteria in the air. It's also good for keeping negative energy away. Life hack. If you want to see who's supposed to be a part of your life, burn some sage, smudge your house, have a house party or a house gathering. Whoever get the coughing in your house, get the sneeze, they can't take it, cut them people out your life. Sage is a way to get rid of negative energy quick. If somebody get the girl, put that out. You're gonna have to go ahead and get out of here. I'm telling you. So sage is very powerful. But burning cinnamon. Cinnamon is known as a manifesting herb. Burn a cinnamon stick every day. Write down your goals, what you want to accomplish. Burn cinnamon every day. Wear a moldavite crystal. Promise you are going to see drastic changes in your life. Even if it don't happen that same day, give it a week, give it 2 weeks, give it a month. I promise you. These herbs, and also another thing too that you want to do, you want to leave your crystals out in the sun. You can bury your crystals.
So you can charge them.
Charge them up. Put them underneath the moonlight. But this is ancient knowledge that our ancestors knew. And people say, what else against my religion? I mean, when the 3 wise men showed up to the baby Jesus, they were burning herbs, so their prayers would get to reach the heavens. The crystal city in the book of Jerusalem, the book of Revelations, is made of crystals. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how can, on one instance, they say it's powerful, yet stay away from it? So yeah, really, we had to get back to our way of knowledge, our way of life, our culture. And this is knowledge that our ancestors knew. So definitely, man, you want to empower your life, man, burn a cinnamon stick every day. You also burn thyme, burn cedar peru, basil, cinnamon, ginger. These are powerful herbs. Powerful herbs.
All right, well, he just gave you some great life hacks, as well as he gave you some great motivation and great things to bring manifestation to your life.
Absolutely.
So how can they reach you?
Oh, so I'm on Instagram at Jamil, Jamil_Lovett, Lovett-Harvey. This is actually my page right here, so y'all can see.
And I'm going to connect it as well, but he's going to show it to you.
This is my page right here. Also
Facebook,
got it. Jamil Lovett-Harvey. And you can reach us at ancientherbsuperfoods.com. This is our website. It's about to load up.
Oh, there it goes.
This is our website right here, ancientherbsuperfoods.com.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Well, I want to thank Jamil for coming out and giving us such great information, and he definitely will be back in the future. As always, love and light, and I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. You have a wonderful night.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.